All right, guys, it is the question and answer session that you guys asked all the questions, so let's go right on into them. All right, let's start with yes to anything that is cool, awesome. Good morning, Andy. Depending where in the world you are at the moment, hope life in 10IC is cool. Here are my cues. Please remember that some of these cues may come across as personal, funny, serious. Perhaps some people may even think I'm trolling. As I said about a week ago, they are meant to spice things up, not offend you. We just need a little humor, if you will. All cues are accepted and answered no matter what. Respect for staying true to your word. Last go around as you kept it 100% for answering all. So, number one, are you dating any women or woman currently? No, but I have friends with benefits. Two, as you mentioned before and have shown the whole world your above average checks or income, are you a millionaire yet or close to? Not even close. Although I would say over the last 7 years, I probably made close to $1 million. But after taxes and everything else, no. Number three, would you consider yourself a nerd, geek, and why? I don't really consider myself a nerd. I wouldn't say many, some people may consider me a nerd for my OCD tendencies and my collecting tendencies, but other than that, no. Four, I know you have Luna now. Did you cremate, cut bones, etc. of Winnie? For those of you who don't know, Winnie was my dog, Border Collie, a lab mix that passed away last, I think it was September or October, I forget what it was. I try to keep that memory out of my head, but no, I did not cremate her. I couldn't deal with it. So, five, did you get that woman's number yet from that pizza Subway you had an incident at? The lady that was bad at math. Remember? I do remember. And I went there a couple days ago, and I noticed a wedding ring on her finger, which was, I believe, new compared to the last couple times I saw her. So either she's lying that she's married because people are hitting on her and she doesn't want them to, she just got married, or she was always married and for some reason didn't wear a ring. Number six, don't know if you were ever a skinny or slim guy at some time in your life. Do know you played hockey and baseball, meaning you had some type of athletic body. Do you want to lose weight or perhaps even have a very fit body, and why? All right, so number one, obviously I want to lose weight. The problem with me is this. When I was a kid, like third, fourth grade, skinniest kid you ever saw. Then I got diagnosed apparently with ADD, ADHD, and all sorts of shit, so they threw me on medication like they did with every kid in the 90s. And I ate like a motherfucker. Like I would eat everything in sight when I really, it made me eat. It made me have an appetite like there was no tomorrow, which made me become overweight. My sophomore year of college, going into my junior year of college, I lost all the weight. And I played, sports in high school. I played baseball in college. But baseball really, I lost probably over 120 pounds in a year. I was at 218 was my lowest weight, and I was ripped. And then, ironically enough, my junior and senior year of college, during the fall season, we called it fall ball, we had at the end of practice, we had a sprint against people in our same speed group. So, for example, all the outfielders would sprint together, the infielders would sprint together, etc. Catchers and first basemen would sprint together, whatever. And I pulled both my hamstrings on the last sprint of the practice, and I was out for the fall. And I could have gone back in the spring. I wasn't going to play much anyway, so I figured, fuck it, I'll work out, I'll rest up, I'll go back senior year, and I'll kill it. Same thing happened my senior year. So I was in the best shape of my life and got injured both years, which was ironic as hell. Now, as far as the weight now goes, I've been, a couple times I've lost the weight again, but for the role of Caponelli in City of Mercy, they were talking about having a season 2. Right now that's still on the back bend. So if I lost all the weight, I'd have to gain it right back just to play that part and then lose it again. So I'm trying to keep my weight plateaued for the most part. But if I finally get a definite no that there's not going to be a season 2, then I'll be balls to the wall working out. 7, if you had a very fit body, would you show it off a lot, like at the beach, at the home, parks, etc.? Probably. Number 8, at what point would you like to retire? Amount of wealth achieved, health issues, satisfaction of what type would grant you to retire no matter the age. If I won the lottery, or if I had $2 million in the bank, I would just get a job doing whatever, work at GameStop. I wouldn't give a shit and just fucking get all my shit done. And by shit, I mean my OCD shit. Like I gotta watch all my shows I've missed, I gotta play all the games in the room, that sort of stuff. 9, if you had to put a number on value currently on your entire collection of games, memorabilia, action figures, bookends, gaming consoles, etc., what would be? I'd say at least 100,000. Number 10, being a Yankees fan myself, how does it feel to always, throughout professional baseball history, be playing for second place for a lot of records in MLB history? I know you're a sucky Sox fan, so every team in MLB is always playing for second in the trophies, championship rings, where it matters category. Facts of life. How does it feel to always, throughout professional baseball history, be playing for second place? I mean, it is what it is. Every team's playing for second place. When you're talking about number of championships against the Yankees, just like every team is playing second place against the Celtics. 11. Most people don't end up with the job they wanted when asked as kids. What did you answer you wanted to grow up to be as a kid? If it didn't come true as an adult, what is and has always been your ideal job? I know you're also an actor. My ideal job, sports talk radio. 12. If you had, or sports on TV, but probably radio. 12. If you had to meet any 4 people throughout human history, who would it be and why? The only one I can think of off the top of my head would probably be myself at a younger age, so I can tell myself what to do and what not to do. 13. Who is your favorite thespian, actress and actor, for both female and male, and why? Don't really have one. Adam Sandler would be probably the closest thing to a favorite because he's underrated in movies that he does, drama movies and stuff. He's very underrated. 14. Who's your favorite athlete, living and non-living, of all time for each sport you watch, enjoy, and why? David Ortiz. He single-handedly won the Red Sox their first World Series since 1918. Tim Thomas won the Bruins their first Stanley Cup in like a million years. Tom Brady, we all know why. And for, what am I missing? Basketball, it got to be Paul Pierce. The amount of sweat and tears, and he fucking gave it his all, man. Paul Pierce gave everything he could have given to the Celtics. 14, or we already asked that. 15, I know views and opinions, thoughts on life change over time. As of right now, which state would you love to live in? Since we're on it now, is there any countries you'd like to visit and call my permanent abode? San Antonio would be a cool place to live. Texas, I think, in general would be a cool place to live. I love Tennessee. Love East Tennessee, where I'm at now. I'd like to visit Australia and Europe, most notably England and Italy, and probably Scotland. 16. I know you answered this before. I forgot your answer. This time I'll ask, who are your top 4 celebrity crushes and why? Jennifer Aniston's fucking hot as hell. Katy Perry is probably the number 1. She's gorgeous. Not with her haircut the way it is now, but she is fucking gorgeous. God, is she gorgeous. And none other than in that fucking music video, Wide Awake. I had to do the chorus in my head, but Wide Awake, she's fucking beautiful. So we got Jennifer Connelly. Jennifer Connelly is probably my old school all-time crush because in the movie Labyrinth, she's the type of girl that's beautiful as hell, but like all the popular guys or all the jocks or whatever the case is wouldn't necessarily know she existed because she'd spend all her time in the library, shit like that, you know what I mean? So I'd fucking creep in the library, not creep in the library, but you know what I mean, like on the DL, go to the library, check out all the chicks, she'd be one of them, and I'd fucking spit game there. Because nobody would ever think to go there. That she wouldn't be at parties, she wouldn't be at that, you know, those types of things. And number 4, what did I have? I have Katy Perry, Jennifer Connelly, Jennifer Aniston, and probably, I fucking don't know. Jesus. Oh, you know what? This is going to sound ridiculous, but the fucking AT&T girl, my God, she's fucking gorgeous. She's got big-ass tits and everything else. Now, let's spice this up. Let's play Would You Rather. Got to pick 1 or 2, period. 1, would you rather be 7'5", non-athletic, super slow, including speech, with all sorts of physical health issues like back problems, breathing issues, etc., but big everywhere, he put big everywhere in capital letters, or be 4'5", super athletic with a perfect body relative to the height, no health issues, but small everywhere in capital letters, and why? It's easy. 4'5", and the reason why is because, yeah, I could be 7'5", but I ain't getting laid because unless my cock could fucking stretch to the moon and shit and be hard and rigid all the time, I'd probably have an asthma attack based on your description when the girl's fucking riding me. So I'd rather not die. Number 2, would you rather be gifted with a 14-inch fully erect penis to use on the ladies, true lady pussy killer, obliterate all comers, Mr. L Pussy Pumper, super thick as well, or be gifted with a 4-inch fully erect penis? This thin as hell, thin as well, and why? Well, that's easy. That's a 14-inch penis. 14 versus 4, everything's the same. Would you rather, if all human life depended on you solely to repopulate Earth and had to choose between a 5'8", 600 lb pounds woman or a 5'8", 70 lb pounds woman? I think he meant obese woman. Who would you choose and why? That's easy. 5'8", 70-pound woman. Would you rather, since you prefer blondes over everything else, one category goes to each. Out of Charlize Theron and Amber Heard, who would you rather one-night stand and wifey and why? One-night stand would go to Charlize Theron. The reason why is because Charlize Theron has been quoted to have seen Michael Fassbender's cock when she was fucking doing a movie with him, when he had a nude scene, and she couldn't stop talking about it. And she's all like, I would work with him all day long, blah, blah, blah. I'm almost positive it's Charlize Theron. So because of that, I'd fucking wifey Amber Heard, and I'd fuck the shit out of Charlize Theron on a one-night stand. P.S. I wanted to post more questions, however, I'm on a time crunch. I appreciate you answering all the cues. I wish you only the best in 10IC, Andy. Thanks. Yes to anything cool, awesome. He's been with me from the beginning, so cool of you, man. B. Menyo, who will have a better NBA career, Tatum or Brown? Definitely Tatum. Is Marcus Smart worth re-signing? If you can get him to a small amount of money, yes. Are the Celtics good enough to beat the Warriors with Kyrie and Gordon healthy? Yes. Avi says, okay, so I'm from England, so I'm pretty sure I'm not eligible for this competition. Avi, you definitely are. Now that's out of the way, I do have a few questions to ask because you've really sparked my interest. Keep in mind, I've only seen a handful of your videos and literally subscribed just moments ago. Firstly, I was wondering whether you're a fan of the Kingdom Hearts series as a whole or just Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. If so, which ones have you played and which is your favorite? How did you first come across the Kingdom Hearts series? Do you pull on a lot of banners in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross because you're a collector of the medals, or do you actively play, compete in the game's story, event, PvP, etc. modes as well? What other games do you like? Do you like the Devil May Cry series? Sorry about so many questions. I'm confused on how the Q&A works. Am I correct in thinking only 20 questions overall get chosen to be answered, and there is only one per person? If this is the case, then I'd like my first question to be my main submission. Keep up the good work. All right, first of all, you're definitely eligible for the games, Avi. For those of you who remember way back in the day, Tony Parker from Doncaster or some shit, you probably know what that means, Avi. Doncaster in England, he ended up winning a game and I shipped it to him, so you're definitely eligible. All right, am I a fan of Kingdom Hearts series as a whole or just Union Cross? Definitely a series as a whole. It's fucking unbelievable. My favorite game is Kingdom Hearts 2, and the reason for that is Kingdom Hearts 2 towards the end, when Sora is fighting Organization 13 towards the end of the game, and I forget who I'm fighting. It might be Demyx, or Demyx, or whatever the fuck you say, the guy with the water fucking guitar or whatever. I think it might be him. He would go back and forth or hover back and forth and call out, Sora, Roxas. I mean, that was just eerie as shit. And the fucking Kingdom Hearts 2 is dark. For a Disney game, Disney anything, it was dark. So Kingdom Hearts 2 definitely is my favorite. How did you first come across the Kingdom Hearts series? I saw a fucking commercial. 2002 that shit came out. I was a freshman in college. Couldn't believe when I saw the commercial. I fucking said I can't wait to play that shit. And I did. Do you pull on a lot of banners in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross because you're a collector of the medals? Both. I collect the medals. I have OCD. I have to get all the medals. I fucked myself in the beginning because I didn't realize it by playing the event series or or at the time Coliseum or at the time high score challenges. I could get exclusive medals doing that. Didn't think I needed to, so I didn't fucking pay attention. And I'm always going to be short 70-something medals no matter what I do. Actually, technically 140 now because some of those tier 1 through 5s and tier 1 through 6s, you can then upgrade to tier 7s. So the ones that I'm missing, I'm never going to be able to get a tier 7 of that same medal, so it's roughly I'm going to be missing 140 medals no matter what. I obviously play all the modes. What other games do you like? Mortal Kombat's my favorite series of all time. Assassin's Creed, God of War, Kingdom Hearts, obviously, all the sports, major sports titles. MLB The Show is one of my favorite baseball series of all time. My favorite baseball game of all time, believe it or not, Sammy Sosa High Heat Baseball 2002 from 3DO for the PC. One of the most fluid baseball games I've ever played in my life, and the stat tracking and career modes were unheard of back then. Unbelievable to this day. And you could finish a game in about 40 minutes. Hell of a game. Hell of a game. But yeah, so those are the series I like playing. J. Willie 413, are you ever going to make it to Lucky Strike with me? Is there one in Tennessee? I don't know if there's one in Tennessee, and if I ever make it back to Massachusetts, absolutely. Jonathan Kell, what would you do if you hit a top prize of a scratch ticket? I'd fucking jack off all over the wall. Money in the Bank, you missed the Massachusetts lottery. Yes. Lira Iraq, I don't know how you pronounce that, but why do you say that the only true fans watch all your videos? If I said that, I might have misspoken. What I meant to say is, I'll give you an example. EDP445, who's been on the channel for football, you guys know him, he's famous as hell. He's been on our channel and stuff. Props to him, shout out to him. I watch all his videos. Now, some people will watch his football videos only and not the rest of the stuff. Meanwhile, other people will just watch the rest of his videos and never the football videos. So I would say that I'm more of a fan than those two are because I watch everything. That's what I mean by that. Jay Schreffler, if you were given the chance to make the same cash as you are now, would you move back to Mass? I am making the same cash as I was in Massachusetts. The problem is the cost of living in Massachusetts sucks. The area I was living sucks. The company I was working for sucks. So go watch the, if you haven't already, Jay, go watch the homeless video I put up a couple days ago, and you'll be able to see there yesterday, and you'll be able to and get your question fully answered there. All right, here we go. This isn't a question, it's just a story. Yulia9999. Kenny, Pat, and Andy VHB were all in a tragic car crash. They all died and went to hell. The devil came up to them and said, look, I'm a fair devil. I will give you one chance to get out and return to Earth. If the size of all three of your dicks add up to 30 inches, you can return to your sad lives on Earth. So Kenny goes first, and his massive cock measures out at 23 inches. Shocked, the devil realizes he will likely lose a bet he thought he couldn't lose. Next, Pat goes, and he is very close to normal, measuring out at 6.9 inches. It seems I have it at 29.9 inches already. Next, Andy VHB goes, and it's very close, but he pulls out the wind, measuring 0.1 inch. The devil accepts his loss, and the three return to Earth. Back in Tennessee, Pat and Kenny run into Andy and say, damn, Andy, the three of us are so lucky that us two have such big cocks. Andy says, shit, we are lucky that I had a hard-on. So, there's a story from Yulia. Jay Turtle, what's your favorite video game of all time? I don't have one. I think my favorite series of all time has got to be Mortal Kombat. Lith333, what kind of pizza do you like best? This is an interesting question. I'm very picky when it comes to pizza. There are certain pizzas I cannot have cheese on. I can't eat it. It's disgusting. Very few places I can have cheese on pizza. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, that's fucking disgusting. How do you not have cheese on pizza? You'd fucking be surprised. Try it one time. Just try it. 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 Basically, what you do, Domino's can't have cheese. Pizza Hut can't have cheese. Papa Gino's in New England, I used to be able to have cheese on it, but now they fuck everything up. It's really gone downhill. Papa Gino's, when I was growing up, you couldn't get a bad pizza from them. Impossible. Impossible. Now, no matter where I go, it's terrible. But the best pizza place of all time, in my opinion, that I've been to, in Lee, Mass, Athena's. Greek-style pizza, fucking incredible. Every time they've never made a bad pizza. Unbelievable. If you're ever in the Berkshires, go to Lee, Mass, check out Athena's. You'll fucking thank me. Thomas Everett Patrick Brady Jr. What are your top 5 TV shows of all time? X-Files is going to be up there. John Doe is going to be up there. Nowhere Man's definitely up there. Sopranos is up there. Runaways, the Marvel series Runaways, I was shocked. That's fucking good. This show Impulse, that's a sequel to the movie Jumper, that show is fucking good. But those are some of them. Have you ever been to an NFL game? Yes, I have. The Patriots are playing in Tennessee this year. It'd be cool if you went and made a video. Not only are they playing in Tennessee this year, I think they're playing a preseason game in Tennessee. I've already been invited to go, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. It's a Friday night, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to with work the next day. Vadix99, what's your favorite movie of all time? It's Labyrinth. Bill D. Hey, Andy, I think my B counts as a picture, haha. He used to have a B, but he was able to change his profile pic, so good for him. I appreciate the Gesture and Fun contest. So do you plan on getting another dog? If yes, what type of dog would you get? Bill, I don't know if you know, I already have another dog. Her name is Luna. She's a border collie. She just turned over a year. She's like a year and a month old now. But I was thinking of getting maybe a golden retriever so she could play with her a couple years from now. We'll see, though. James Strickler, what's your favorite lottery scratch-off? I don't know what you're really asking me. I tell you this, Massachusetts is better than Tennessee. And that's really where we're at. New York, I think, is better than Mass, if that makes any sense. Redskin Fan 44, how many brothers and sisters do you have, and are you the oldest or youngest? I have one sister, and I'm the oldest. Troy Unger, what is your favorite gaming system and why? Troy, check out my video game room tour for last year. I talk about, when I get to the original Game Boy section, I talk about that a lot. Game Boy was the first system I ever had. There's a lot of nostalgia with that with me. Just the stories I could tell about having my Game Boy and all the games I had and how I got the games and everything else. Game Boy's got to be number 1. If I had to pick a number 2, it would probably be Sony systems overall. Again, a lot of nostalgia with Sony systems. A close second, though, would be Sega Genesis. Mandy Dickey, would you consider licking my pussy? I'm a midget, so it's tight. Absolutely. Chris Smith, how long do you think new medals will be released for Kingdom Hearts Union Cross? Chris, here's a fucking good question. I don't know. I think as long as the game is making Cena money, they're definitely going to keep releasing medals. But here's the thing. Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out January 29th. I don't fucking know how they're going to do this. They haven't updated the story in Union Cross in fucking forever. And when they do, it's 5 or 10 fucking little missions, and it doesn't move the story at all. I'd be pissed if while we're trying to end the Xehanort saga with Kingdom Hearts 3, you're still simultaneously playing the prequel to Birth by Sleep. Makes no fucking sense. I'm so pissed. Alex White, how's life in Tennessee and the new job going? Life is fucking sexy. Tony Ragsdale, if you had to guess, how much do you think your video game collection is worth, and how much do you think you spent putting it together? I'm not trolling it. It's an impressive collection, and I've always been curious how much it cost. I would say it's roughly worth at least $100,000, maybe more. Probably spent 60 to 70 doing it, maybe less. The CV Gun 123, what's the future of the football show? CV Gun, you're in for a surprise. We are going to have a football show this year. Get ready for it. Kobraki 1, Andy, do you have a Lebanese background? Just curious because you said my last name the correct way when I won on a contest last year, and people don't usually. Kobraki, my bad, dude. I don't know what your name is again. I'm not Lebanese, but I am Middle Eastern. David R. Butcher, are you enjoying the new lottery you're playing, or do you miss the mass lottery? I miss the mass lottery, bro. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for asking all the questions you asked. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for more stuff for the channel. Again, we're going to have an update to this channel, and we're going to do the best we can to make this channel a lot better than it has been. There's always improvements. So thanks for asking. We'll see you next time.